Today on Made in Virginia, we're headed to Richmond to see how dessert sprinkles are created at Mavalerio. Then over to Buz Neds Real Barbecue to learn how they smoke Buz's world-famous barbecue every day. Production funding for Made in Virginia is made possible in part by the Virginia Foundation for Public Media, supporting public media initiatives throughout Virginia, and by at Atlantic Union Bank, we believe that Made in Virginia means something special, something unique. After all, Virginia is where tradition meets technology, where hard work combines with innovation, where artisans, entrepreneurs, small businesses, and corporations take business to the next level. We're there every step of the way as champions of Virginia businesses and as a proud supporter of Made in Virginia and Virginia Public Broadcasting. From Brazil to Richmond, this sweet family-owned business manufactures dessert ingredients. They started importing their products to the United States in the 1980s and grew the business organically from there. Mavalerio incorporates a unique process for their products that differs from standard sprinkles by using more sugar in the recipe. This gives Mavalerio sprinkles a unique texture and a longer shelf life.
Mavalerio is a leader in the dessert ingredient products in Brazil. They make chocolate, melting chocolate, sprinkles like we do here, fillings, and a lot of just dessert ingredients.
Mavalerio got started in 1969. The founder name is Mario Valerio, that's why the name, Mavalerio. And my uncles and my dad bought the business, and my cousins and we joined in.
About 20-30 years ago, we started exporting to a customer here in the US who was looking to buy sprinkles. And so we started doing that. We did it for a long time. We exported from Brazil to here, several containers a month, and we found that it would be more viable. We'd be able to serve him better if we had a facility here, manufacturing here, and that we'd also be able to expand in the market. The reason we stuck with the sprinkles and the toppings was simply because of the ingredients. We found that, one, the sprinkles and sugar toppings in particular, there's a lot more room in the market for those. The other items we do well in Brazil was kind of saturated here, so we decided to stick with the sprinkles. There's more room in that particular area, and also our ingredients and the way we knew how to do it worked really well.
Mavalerio was #1 in Brazil and wanted to expand their unique brand further into the North American market. With the help of the Greater Richmond Partnership, a Richmond-based economic development group, Mavalerio decided Virginia was the best place to be for their business.
My name is Jennifer Wakefield, and I'm the Senior Vice President of Marketing for the Greater Richmond Partnership, which is the lead regional economic development organization for the Greater Richmond area, which consists of the city of Richmond and then the counties of Chesterfield, Hanover, and Henrico in Virginia. The Greater Richmond Partnership first came in contact with Mavalerio when we were doing a direct sales mission to Brazil. And so we do direct sales missions to different markets and identify companies that may be ripe for investment. We had identified Mavalerio as one of those potential companies, and so we went and visited them in person, which is really the best way in which to have a face-to-face conversation to get businesses interested into your market. I don't know that Greater Richmond was on their radar at that point in time, but that certainly changed after the visit. And then there was back and forth information, and we were able to help facilitate the process of Mavalerio selecting Greater Richmond and Virginia overall, and helped them with many aspects of even their relocation and their employee relocation, from finding the right places in which to live in the market, to go to school, and many more aspects of the relocation process. It's important to bring in what's referred to as a tradable industry. So a tradable industry would be anything that is not currently already located in the market, that brings in new jobs, it brings in new investment, that is net new money that comes into a community versus companies that are already within a community. So you want to make sure that you're both maintaining the companies that are within your environment and helping to make sure that you've got a great environment in which for them to grow. But those new companies that are coming into market are really helping bring in new jobs and new investment.
Mavalerio sells their products wholesale to industrial customers and distributors, who then sell it to bakeries and retail customers.
So our customers are primarily distributors or industrial customers. So they're people who are buying several pallets or even truckloads at a time. And they're either distributing that or they're using it in their facility to apply to their product and then sell it to supermarkets or other distributors even. But our primary business is through these distributors. Our products end up on donuts and cookies at Walmart through different industrial customers. And so if you go to Walmart, for example, you'll probably see our sprinkles applied to some seasonal products, as well as to some everyday donut items. You'll see our product at Publix, some as well, Publix supermarkets. You might see our product on shelves in retail stores like Marshall's and the like, bakery supply stores as well. Some of our customers will actually purchase our product and repack into their own brand, so sometimes you may not see it in our brand, but it's in our customers' brands on the shelves in retail. So you'll also see our product in some retail stores like Dunkin' Donuts. Our product has been in Dunkin' Donuts before. Our product has been, we did a special product for Cold Stone Creamery on their 30th anniversary. This end of the year here in 2018, you can see our product at Starbucks stores on one of their holiday drinks. You can have one of our products applied to the drink. So yeah.
In this facility, we manufacture sprinkles, all kind of colors, chocolate and rainbow sprinkles, shapes, all sorts of different shapes, stars, mini stars, hearts, cars, everything that you can imagine. We can do all kinds of shapes. We just need the drawing and we make the tools. And
I would say the way it's used is a little different. For example, here the rainbow sprinkles are very popular. It has more of a nostalgic feel and people like using the rainbow sprinkles. In Brazil, for example, the rainbow sprinkles are not as popular. Most people will use the chocolate sprinkles, more of a classic, and to them more of a classy feel when they use the product. And so regardless of the culture, in one way or another, the product is popular everywhere, not only in the U.S. and Brazil, but we also have customers in Chile and South Africa, Dominican Republic, and it's popular all over the world.
the difference in our is the formula and the process. We use more sugar than the American sprinkle, so you can taste it. It's more sugary, has less fat, and is more bake stable. So it's a different product than we have out here in the market.
The first step is melting the vegetable oil and mixing it with soy lecithin. Then they add and mix sugar, cornstarch, glucose powder, water, and oil to make the dough.
The first thing is melting the vegetable fat, mixing with soy lecithin. We make our own syrup. The confectioner's glaze is homemade in small batches. And then we mix sugar, starch, and other ingredients to make the dough.
It then drops down into a hopper and is extruded into the desired shape.
We extrude it, goes through a tunnel, a heating tunnel.
At the end of the heating tunnel, it is placed in bins and moved to a tumbler where they add the glaze.
And goes through a pan, coating pans, where it gets the shine. We sieve it, and then we storage so we make white, yellow, orange, pink, red, green, blue, and purple. So we storage all those colors, and then we're ready to mix and pack.
From there, they move into the packaging area. This is where the sprinkle colors are mixed in a tumbler for a few minutes to the customer's specific order.
So we add all the colors, white to purple, put in the tumbler, mix for 2 or 3 minutes, and it goes through a vibrating table, metal detector, and bag in a box.
Next, they are fed into a hopper. This leads the sprinkles to the packing line, where they are weighed, sealed in bags, placed into boxes, and finally shipped out to their customers. Mavalerio chose Virginia with help from the Greater Richmond Partnership because of the logistical location on the Mid-East Coast, cost of doing business, low corporate tax rate, a skilled labor force, access to the ports, and excellent quality of life for their families.
So from a sales point, I really like being in Virginia because it's so centrally located. I may be mistaken here, but I believe we can reach about 50% of the American population within 2 days by road. And so that's really key for us to be able to reach customers throughout the country. So location is very, very important. We don't actually have any do any big business with customers in Virginia, but we do use trucking companies. We use the port a lot to bring our products in from Brazil. We export some too. We have customers outside of the country, and so we'll ship product to the port. And so I definitely say the location, being where we are here in Virginia, is really key for us to be able to get product to our customers quickly and at a reasonable cost to us and our customers as well.
Virginia is perfect to do business. I can't complain. I don't have any complaints about it. People are nice, people are good, always reliable. Prices are good, are average in the market. Logistics is perfect. We're like 5 minutes from 95, so we are close to our main clients and suppliers as well. We buy everything local, since to boxes, sugar, cornstarch, everything is local.
Greater Richmond is a great market in which to do business because we have a very strategic location. It's a very ripe business environment, the northernmost right to work state. Very stable business environment, but you've got a very creative, very artsy scene. Terrific foodie accolades from James Beard winners to some of the best street art in the world, to some of the best or the highest number of body art in the world as well from a tattoo perspective. It's a very outdoorsy scene, and so employers and employees who choose to locate in the Greater Richmond market really have a very excellent quality of life and very great cost in which to do business.
I got my permanent resident card a year ago. I feel very proud about that. I'm looking to get the dual citizenship in probably in a couple of years, I believe. I feel Virginian. I love the southern culture, the warmth of the people. It remembers a little bit from the warmth from the people in Brazil. That's why I talk about the quality of life. I believe we found the perfect place. We are blessed. Me and my family, we're blessed to be here. We just love this place and we don't want to move anywhere else. I got 2 kids, 10 and 9, boy and a girl. They are bilingual and no accent. They're lucky. No accent in Portuguese, no accent in English. But I would love to leave them, not money, but a job, because we don't know how the world is going to be in 10 years. That's how I started. When I was like 14, 15, I started the business. Packing boxes, unloading trucks, helping watch everything, so.
As Mavalerio grows their sweet business in Virginia, they will continue to develop dessert ingredients at the highest level of quality.
What I like about doing what I do is because we know that we make people happy. We know we are in most of parties, ice creams, shops, and everything. Everywhere that we go, we can see our product. And people having fun eating it.
Buz Neds Real Barbecue has been a staple in the Richmond food scene since 1992. From the beef barbecue of Texas to the whole hog barbecues of North Carolina, Buz has cooked, eaten, and learned from the best.
Real barbecue to me is actually a USDA definition, which is meat or meat-type products that have been cooked exclusively with wood or charcoal derived from wood, coals derived from wood as the exclusive heat and smoke source. So you can't use steam, and you can't use electricity, and you can't use gas or any other means to create heat.
Buz learned how to barbecue from Ned. Ned was smoking up some of the most amazing barbecue that Buz had ever tasted. Using recipes that had been handed down for over 150 years, that old-timer was a county legend and one of the best-kept secrets in the barbecue world. Ned entrusted these secrets to Buz, making him promise to keep Ned's barbecue traditions alive. Starting with just a vending cart in downtown Richmond, Buz has grown the business into 2 thriving locations and smokes up to 10,000 pounds of meat per week.
Buz Neds formally in this form started in 1992 out of a vending cart, a single vending cart that I set up in downtown Richmond, Virginia, 10th and Main, and it morphed into a second cart and then a restaurant, which was at first carry-out only, like a cart, but only inside, and then we converted it to a sit-down restaurant, a small space, 50 seats, and then we added some space outside under a tent, which doubled the capacity, but it was only available in good weather, and we went from there.
Buz grew further into fame by beating Bobby Flay in a spare rib competition, spawning the now famous Flay Slayer t-shirts.
Bobby Flay, I still don't know how I got chosen. I've heard too many stories coming from family members, coming from the Bobby Flay staff. They claim it was through the internet and reading about us. I'm not sure to this day. But you know what? At this point, it doesn't really matter, because what mattered was that we got chosen to be on a competition with Bobby Flay. That was Bobby Flay, Throwdown with Bobby Flay. And it was a spare rib competition, and we won. Thank goodness. And we have been trying to play that ever since. It's kind of an opportunity that comes once in a lifetime, and you don't want to let it go.
Buz Neds uses only local hickory wood, which is very dense and burns hot. Hickory also imparts what most barbecue enthusiasts say is the best possible smoky flavor to the meat. They use custom-built smokers to slowly smoke the meat every single day. As opposed to cooking by other methods, then injecting some smoked flavor at the last minute, Buz Ned's meat is cooked only by the smoking process, making it by definition real barbecue.
I knew I had to find a barbecue pit that was 100% wood fired, meaning there was no gas or electricity assist, that I could use without being there with that pit, feeding the wood throughout the entire cook. Because some of these cooks go 10, 12, 14 hours. Well, if you have to be there putting wood in every half hour, every hour, that's an enormous amount of labor and time. And I knew that wasn't sustainable. So I was very lucky, did a lot of work, a lot of research, talked to a lot of people, and went down to Texas to find a small company that manufactured a pit that you can cook overnight with, 100% wood. And we've been using the same pits Not exactly the same ones, that we wore a couple of them out for the last 30 years. We've never changed. Our pits demand the use of wet wood. We use hickory. It's kind of a standard in this part of the country. Some people use oak. We find that hickory gives a better flavor if it's controlled, if the burn is controlled, and it's local. You can buy hickory. We buy hickory within 30 miles of Richmond. 100% of our hickory is from 30 miles of Richmond, and sometimes it could be down the street or around the corner. Wood comes from tree trimmers. Wood comes from some lumber people who have excess hickory. Hickory may not have the best market all year long. If they're cutting wood and they have hickory and there's a lower market price at the time, they'll sell it to us. Wet wood, most people don't realize will burn. You don't have to dry it out to burn. Our pits are made to burn wet wood. There's a lot of air movement, which increases the oxygen content of the air flowing past the burning logs. And you put a just cut piece of wood on embers that are hot, it will flame up. But it will be a controlled flame. It will be a controlled burn. Unlike dry wood, which burns up pretty darn quickly, wet wood gives off a very moist smoke, a very mild smoke, and because it's burning slower, a very controlled burn, which aids in giving off that very white or white to blue smoke. And that's a big indicator of the quality of your smoke. And smoke for us is seasoning. You know, we do marinate our meats, but the smoke is their number one seasoning that we use to do barbecue. How much smoke concentration, what's the density of the smoke inside the barbecue pit determines how much of a smoke ring you get, how much penetration that smoke is gonna give in the meat, and how far it will travel toward the center of the piece of meat.
It all starts with purchasing high-quality meat from suppliers with consistent track records.
We buy from suppliers, meat suppliers. We stick to particular plants, particular processors of meat for consistency. Over the years, we have isolated the ones we want to buy from and the ones that we don't want to buy from.
The meat marinates from 24 to 36 hours and then is taken to the pits early in the morning.
The most important chemical in that process is the salt. Salt, sugar as well, but the salt allows for transfer of especially smoke into the meat through capillary action and then into cell structure, because a carrier is just that. It carries chemical, whether it be salt or pepper or flavoring, into the cell structure of the meat, all the way down deep into the meat.
The pits are fired up and the meat is loaded onto the rotating shelves of the pit, and the cooking process begins.
We were here at 5:15 this morning, and we fire the pits up, make sure they're hot, and we load these on the shelves of the pits. And we start cooking them.
They check the smoke level and temperature many times throughout the day, making adjustments as needed. It cooks all day, and when the meat is ready, it is pulled off, cut to size, prepared, plated, and served to customers fresh off the smoker. Buz the Flay Slayer continues to innovate while staying true to his original barbecue roots and has become a Richmond tradition.
Part of it is circumstance that I'm here. It's my hometown. I know my way around. It's got a great pace of life, and like people say, it's only a couple of hours to the ocean and a couple hours to the mountains. It's perfect. You got DC, a couple of hours to the north. It's a good town. It's a really good town.
Production funding for Made in Virginia is made possible in part by the Virginia Foundation for Public Media, supporting public media initiatives throughout Virginia, and by at Atlantic Union Bank, we believe that Made in Virginia means something special, something unique. After all, Virginia is where tradition meets technology, where hard work combines with innovation, where artisans, entrepreneurs, small businesses, and corporations take business to the next level. We're there every step of the way as champions of Virginia businesses and as a proud supporter of Made in Virginia and Virginia Public Broadcasting.